Okay. Um, so I guess this week we're doing favorite things or things that make us happy. Sam did her video and I haven't watched all of it because I needed to get mine filmed. Um, let's see. I made a list of just some random stuff that came to mind. It's not really in any kind of order. So let's start. The first thing I have on here is the smell of rain, which I don't know. I assume it happens everywhere, but it's a big part of my childhood. Just like with the windows open, you could smell like the dust, and it like the air almost like felt thick before it started raining. That was always exciting. It's still one of my favorite things. Um, I love movies, of course. I'm probably gonna forget some of my favorite ones, which is kind of ridiculous because how can you forget your favorite movies? Um, but right now, my list consists of my favorite movie being Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. If you haven't seen it yet, you better see it. It's Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, some others. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful movie. Visually, it's stunning. Story-wise, it's amazing. Characters are so great, and it's told just fantastically. It's been my favorite movie since I saw it back in 2004, I think, which was the middle of high school. So that's a big deal. I also, Beauty and the Beast, I always claim is my favorite movie. I love Belle. She's my favorite character. She's the first princess I remember having brown hair, and I related to that. I also love Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, which I picked up on a whim because it's a focus feature film. I love their stuff. Eternal Sunshine was focus feature. If I could work for them at the end of the day, that would be the best thing in my life. I would do anything for focus features, to be honest. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, though, caught me by surprise, and it made me cry. And I loved it. It's such a beautiful story, and I feel like it's the kind of storytelling I want to tell. It's a story about two people and just their journey together, and it's something I need to figure out how to write. Crazy Stupid Love is another one that's like that. Like it's hilarious and it's sweet, and you just connect with the characters, and it cracks me up every time. Um, Pitch Perfect, I watched over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm in love with Skylar Astin, who plays the main guy character. He's beautiful and hilarious, and I've seen 21 and Over with him, and it's kind of some of the writers of The Hangover. It's not horrible, it's not amazing by any means, but I enjoy it. Miles Teller is also in it, and he was in Footloose, the remake, which I actually love. I appreciate the first one. I owned it. I love Kevin Bacon. I love the story. But they did a really excellent job of remaking it and modernizing the story. They changed some things, obviously, but Kemi Wermond is in it. He's a dancer. He was in a couple other movies. But everything's done really well, and it's updated really well. I mean, it's the same kind of story. It's the same story, but it's adapted for this time, this age. Um, Tangled is beautiful. When I was in my deep dark hole about a year ago, before I found you guys, it was around the time I found Tumblr, I would just put it on and go to sleep, and that was the only thing that I played for months. I was by myself in the apartment, and I needed some noise for when I went to sleep, and I didn't have a TV in my room, so I played that. Sometimes I would sleep on the couch and watch it on the TV out in the living room. Um, I love Scream. As the last one on my list, as of right now, I love Scream. It's beautiful. I was scared of it when I was younger, but I watched it, and I had a like a '90s horror movie kick for a while. When I was probably like 13 or 14. I love Scream. I love it. I can quote it. I could run through the whole movie right now if you wanted me to. Um, it's great. It was written really well. I feel like horror kind of took, you had the classics, like the oldies and stuff that kind of, created the genre. And then you had the burst in the 70s that just like was a was a changer. A changer. I don't know how to put it. It was a game changer. It was a lot of new stuff that people didn't understand. Like the killer didn't have a purpose. He was just a psychopath, and so on and so forth. But Scream kind of it turned it around. It wasn't a sci-fi thing. It wasn't someone that couldn't be killed. It wasn't, it wasn't someone haunting your dreams or whatever. It was real people going crazy, doing crazy things and killing people. And I thought it was really clever and well written, and I just really enjoyed it. And I like the second and the third one as well. They're not as good as the first, and I adore Scream 4 for other reasons. It's pretty much, let's look at the first script for Scream 1, flip through, type it over here, change some names, put it set in 2011, and go. But I adore it. I watch it with some friends, and I just laugh every time. It's just kind of ridiculous, and it's great. That's one thing you should know about me, is that I love the Scream series. Like, it blows my mind. Next topic, books. I've read a lot of books, and I'm sure I could probably pick some out for you that I really enjoyed. I remember liking The Great Gatsby, which I need to read again so I can go see the film. I remember liking that a lot, and then there's just a lot of stuff that I had to read in high school that I didn't appreciate until I read it later, like A Separate Piece. I read it again probably less than a year ago, and I feel like I understood the themes and things like that, even though the kids were our age in high school, when I was reading it, or younger. I think they were high school age. I just connected with it in the writing when I was older. I love the Harry Potter series. Like, I cannot get enough of it, and there's still stuff that I'm recognizing about it because of the internet, and I took a Harry Potter literature class. It was a semester where we read all 7 books and talked about it and wrote papers, and it was the best. It was the best class in the world. My professor was like such a Harry Potter fanatic, and she compared it against Twilight and explained why Twilight was so bad, and it was legitimate. It wasn't like, oh, it sucks because Bella is just like a pair of pants that every girl can wear. Whatever, that's why people like it. It was like legitimate stuff though, and it was great, and I learned so much from that class, and I loved the people in it. They were just also very creative. I'm reading the Percy Jackson series right now. I'm only part of the way through the 3rd book out of the 5 said, and I really enjoy it. I love young adult literature. I like the classics too. I can appreciate them, but I love young adult literature. I was talking to my brother about it, and he's the same way. I think it's because it's innocent, but you can have an adventure. It's not like innocent, like, it's not, I don't know, it's not something very simple and basic, like some kids' books, but it's not like adult, like sexual attraction and hookups and stuff like that. Like, I don't have that in my own life, and I have the internet and TV shows for that. When I read, I just want to, I want to have an adventure. I want to follow these characters that I love, and I want to connect with them and their situations and have an adventure. And that's what you have in young adult literature. Like, there's some of that like flirty little stuff, and I enjoy that. And you can kind of delve into things, but I like the state of mind of young adult literature. I think that's why if I go back to school for education, I want to do high school, because that's an age that, like, if I could go back now and see myself 10 years ago when I was going into high school, just to see the state of mind and to talk to me and see what was going on, like, that's something that would really interest me. And I feel like that age is so rough, and so much goes on, and there's so much in your head. And then by the time you become an adult, you remember it was bad, you remember some of the stuff, but you don't remember it all. And I would just love to, like, it fascinates me, and I want to be there for kids like that, like the kids that need that. I want to give them these young adult books and everything. So that's why the Percy Jackson series I'm not done with it, and I love it so far. And I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I want to keep reading it. But the one book that has the most meaning for me, probably ever, is Perks of Being a Wallflower. I don't know if any of you have read it, but my freshman year of high school was like, besides middle school, which is the shittiest time for everybody, freshman year was hard. But I found a group of friends. There were 6 of us girls together. 6 of us. That seems like a good number, huh? There were 6 of us, and we became really close. 2 of the girls more so, with 2 girls and me more so than the others. We stuck together. We spent all summer after freshman year together, and we were very different, but we were there for each other. And I haven't had friendship like that since then until now with you guys. I've had friendships, but I've never compared it to that emotion and that feeling we've had. But Sarah Musselman, was one of we were friends in kindergarten. She was in my kindergarten class. And then we started talking in geometry class together. And she invited me to her birthday. And that's where I met her and her best friend Brienne. And the 2 of us stayed the night, and the 3 of us really bonded. And she became my best friend then. And she was reading Perks of Being a Wallflower. And it's about a boy named Charlie. And the book is set up, it's not like a narrative. It's letters from Charlie to you, the reader, who is a friend. And it always says, "Dear friend," and then it's like written like a letter, like, "Oh, today I did this, and it made me feel like that, and it reminded me of this," and so on and so forth. And it's about his freshman year of high school and the shit that he goes through, and it's beautiful, and it makes me cry. And there were so many annotations and notes that I took, and there's different colors and pen and pencil from the different times I've read it in my one copy of my book. There's always something new for me to discover. And that really got me through freshman year of high school. And all of us read the book. And we never really talked about it, but we just had that understanding of, our friend Charlie, almost, because we felt like we connected with the character so well. And if you can find a copy of it, and you can sit down and read through it, like, it's definitely a different kind of writing. It's a different perspective than what I'm used to reading, but it's beautiful. And then I was really nervous about the movie. That's actually one of my other favorite movies, believe it or not. I was like, who the fuck would try to write this book into a movie? I was angry. I was pissed off. I was like, who's ruining this special thing that's for me? Who's ruining it? And then I looked up on IMDb, and lo and behold, it was, man, I forget his name. Stephen Chbosky. He wrote the script. The writer of the book wrote the script, and the movie was wonderful. It just took everything from the book and put it onto screen perfectly. Logan Lerman was the main character, and I think he's very attractive. He played Charlie so well, though, like the awkward freshman. Emma Watson's in it, and she's beautiful, and her look reminds me of my friend Sarah M. from the book in freshman year and so forth. So that really was nice. And then Ezra Miller was in it, and he played the character Patrick so well. Like, it was just so well done, and I couldn't be happier with it. Wow, I'm at 14 minutes already. I didn't intend for this to be so long. Anyway, let's keep going. Things that make me happy. Jasper. He's actually right here with me. Like, he's always off camera, but he's always cuddling right next to me. And I think it's because I'm gone so much. He just spends all of his time with me. Just laying there. Hi, little man. Say hi to the girls. Can you see him? Hi, Jasper. Oh, baby. I love you. Yeah. He's gonna be... Oh, sweet Jesus. He's gonna be 13? 13, July 1st? That's crazy. I've had him since 6th grade. the summer before 6th grade. No, summer before 7th grade. Um, the only reason I remember that is because I remember um, his brother was my brother's cat, and I had Jasper, and my dad said you can keep one. The rest we're gonna go to a farm, a legitimate farm, not the farm that people tell their kids when they're gonna put an animal down. It was a legitimate farm. We were gonna take his mom and the other kittens out there, and we had to decide between Jasper and my brother's cat, Brack. And Brack actually, passed away the night before. And so we kept Jasper, and I remember it was where my locker was. I remember crying because someone asked me what was wrong, and I remember crying at my locker. That's the only reason I remember when. But yeah, I have had him for 13 years. Yeah, I was 11, going on 12. That makes sense. Yeah, 13 years almost. And it's I love him. He's so stupid sometimes, but he's so smart sometimes, and he's such a jerk, but then I love him to pieces. And he's met all my friends, and everybody just loves him so much, and I don't know what he did. We're a lot alike, Jasper and I. Just little things that we do. It's weird. I guess, couples just kind of turn into each other as they get older. I love him, and he's very clearly attached to me. Like, he's gotten used to my mom and, Priscilla when we were roommates, and he likes Ryan, but nothing compares to Whitney. And I just love that. And he's changed a lot since he was a kitten, and he's been through a lot, and, he's moved here and there with me. I get so scared sometimes, like, I had 6 months when I was by myself at that apartment, just scared I was going to come home and he would be, dead. I think he's got a lot of life left in him, but sometimes, I don't know, I've kind of been dealing with death the past couple of years for the first time really in my life, as an adult, dealing with death. And, he was the only thing I had for so long, and I got so scared of it. But, yeah, I think he's got a long time to go. I'll be okay. But anyway, I love Jasper. Okay, keep going. Come on, Whitney. Okay, this one's kind of awkward for me to say. My manager at work, I've known him for 3 years, and I've just grown fond of him. I really enjoy him and his personality and his company, and it's kind of what I pictured Regis to smell like. Like, he has a certain cologne that he wears, and then he goes outside and smokes and comes back in. And I don't know if it's a comfort thing because he's been so nice to me, or what it is, or maybe because I kind of like him. I don't know, that his smell, just like the mix of like the cigarettes and the cologne and just whatever else is always on him. Like, I don't know, I like that a lot. I love my friends, you girls. My friend Heather here in the city, she's a country girl like me. Our dinner went fine. We caught up, we talked, we had a good time. We're going to try to hang out more. She knows me well enough to know that I'll ask to hang out when I'm ready and not to push me. So I love her for that. I'm sad that I have to leave her here in the city, and she's like, I understand, but I'm going to miss you. So we're going to try to cram in as much time together as possible. Let's keep going. John Bernthal is so sweet, and his smile that he does, and his shirt that's unbuttoned, and pointing, like, just, I don't know, he makes me so happy, just thinking about him, and the being in line, and so on and so forth. Just, he was wonderful. His cabbie hat made me really happy. I'm so glad our picture was with him with the cabbie hat. I love Andrew Lincoln. I love that I was surprised that he was British. He was like, I was like, where did that come from? Like, I think I knew, but when I heard it, I had no idea. No idea. I love my niece Zoe. She's beautiful and hilarious, and if I could show you guys the video that I tried to show you, I would. Maybe I'll get it from my brother soon, and I can show you. Um, she's a year and 3 months. She's running around, she's saying some words, and she's just amazing, and I miss her every day. She makes me so happy, she's so funny. Um, I love the stars. I love seeing the stars. And I can only ever point out the Big Dipper and Little Dipper and Orion. And I wish I knew more, but from my house, I would always get out of my car and walk towards my house and just look up and point out the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and Orion. And I just loved the stars. I love them so much. And it's so clear by my house at home. You could always usually see the man in the moon, and it's kind of creepy sometimes. Late night drives was something I did a lot in high school. I didn't do drugs, I didn't drink, I didn't party, I didn't have sex, I didn't do any of that. I was like the most innocent kid in the world. I didn't even swear until my sophomore year of high school. Kind of. The worst thing that I did, it was sophomore year. Sarah M and I watched American Beauty, ate ice cream, and then we had planned earlier that night to go drive around town at 3 a.m. And we made a road mix of all of our favorite songs, our soft songs, like songs that reminded us of each other. And we burned it onto a CD, and we called it the 3 a.m. mix, and I still have it. And that's like one of my favorite memories. We stayed up until 3 a.m. We turned on my TV in my room, put pillows in my bed. Not like it was a big deal or anything. My car was loud though. We snuck out the front door and we were in our PJs and we turned on the car and I was like, shit, that was loud. But we went driving around town and we saw 2 or 3 cops, but no one stopped us, and we had this whole story about what we were doing and all of that, and didn't have to use it. And I drove around my town, and it ended perfectly stopping in my driveway at the end of the mix. And we pulled in, parked, turned off the car, and went back in and went to sleep. And it was beautiful, and I miss just driving around my town with my friends. We would just drive and talk, so we didn't have to be in the house. It was really nice. I love the color purple. Honestly, if I'm in the store and I see something that's purple, I'm more drawn to it than anything else. Also, that tealy color. I don't know how to describe it. It reminds me of my mom. I'm drawn more to that. Unexpected mail makes me really happy. I got my Horror Hound magazine the other day, and I was like in tears almost because I was like, oh, Horror Hound magazine. I didn't even realize that I had this. Blankets right out of the dryer. I always wrap myself up in my quilts right when they're out of the dryer. I love suspenders on other people. I had a teacher in high school who was my favorite teacher, and he was like a 50-something man. He had a belly. He always wore button-ups, tucked into jeans with suspenders. And he was great, Mr. Reed. He was my television teacher. I loved him. I love Halloween costumes. I hate girls that dress up as the Playboy Bunny or a girl from the 60s or whatever. Like, be more original, be more creative. Like, I don't know. If you are a girl from the 60s, be Twiggy or something, you know? I don't know. 70s, was that Twiggy? I don't remember. I'm horrible with this stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, don't do it to slut up. Do it because you like Halloween. Like, I was Robin Sparkles, for God's sake. Like, I don't know. Do what you want, but for me, I'm not going to slut it up on Halloween. I like to be creative, and this is my chance to dress up and be somebody else, to be a character. I was Robin Sparkles this past year. I was Little Red Riding Hood the year before, and it wasn't... My mom made this epic cape. It was great. I've been Sally the Ragdoll 3 times. Whatever. Do your thing on Halloween, but I'm gonna be fancy. This year I think I'm gonna be Vanellope Von Sweets from Wreck-It Ralph. If you haven't seen that movie, also one of my favorites. I've been watching it every day the past week. Watch it. It's adorable and amazing. What else? I love baking cookies. My sugar cookies, those are my favorite. That's my favorite thing to do. Mixing it, putting it in the fridge for 2 hours, making the cookies, and then everybody loves them. Crafting in general. I like collaging. I take stuff from magazines and collage it onto folders and notebooks and things like that. I collaged all of these together, stuff like that. I'm too organized for my own good, so I think it kind of helps in my process. What else? Waking up to Jasper cuddling me. This morning, his ass was like literally in my shoulder, and he pushed me about to the middle of my bed. I love it though. Making Thanksgiving dinner with my mom. We've been doing that since I was young. I would help, but since I went away to college, I would come home and I would help make noodles and the pies and the desserts and everything that needed to be done. Mostly the pies, though, remind me of my mom. Green eyes. I have green eyes. Sometimes they look blue, but they're green. I love Jensen's green eyes. I feel like I'm more attracted if I see someone with green eyes. I was like, you're interesting! Let's talk, you have green eyes. I love oversized hoodies. I'm wearing one right now. This was my first hoodie that I bought here in Chicago. It's huge. It's a men's large, I think. But I love it. It's really comfortable. This is my bum around hoodie. Let's see. Oh, a coral. The coral color that reminds me of my grandma I put on here. That shirt that I wore for the Rita's photo op. This one. That color. My grandma wore that color all the time, and I love it. And I've been told that it looks good on me. And it makes me really happy. Because I miss my grandma a lot. I lost her almost 2 years ago now. I love hugs from the kids at school. I get them from all grade levels. 7th, 8th grade, I get them from there. Kindergarten, and of course my preschoolers. I love it though. They just hug me whenever they want, and I probably shouldn't give out as many hugs as I do, but I love them. And they, like, I may sound conceited, but I feel like I'm the most favorite teacher slash teacher aide at that school, because kids from all 3 preschools and the 2 kindergartens, early childhood if you will, I get all the hugs, all the high fives, all the hi Miss Whitney, all the do you do after school today, and yada yada and so forth. Like, I'm the one that's most talked to, I feel like, or from what I can tell, and I love it. Kingdom Hearts. I don't know if you guys have ever played that game, but that was also my high school experience. I was playing Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. Love those games. I'll probably play them again soon. I can't explain how much those mean to me. Final Fantasy games. I've played 2, 3, 9, and I've watched part of 7, 8, and 10. I intend on playing all of them eventually, hopefully. I really love the storytelling and the gameplay. They're kind of amazing. I love it. What else do I love? Giraffes. I don't know why. That happened once. I don't know. I feel like everyone had a favorite animal, and I picked giraffes. And it's just kind of stuck with me since, like, high school. So I'm going to stick with that. Chuck Taylors make me happy. I had a red pair and a black pair through high school, and then I got a cranberry pair, as I called them, that I wore out. I wore them all out. I have every color except for gray now, and pink. I haven't worn them a lot. I bought a new pair of black ones the other day, I decided, because I haven't had new Chucks in a long time. I have purple ones that I bought, but they're a size too small, because I tried them on without socks. So I thought that they fit, but they don't. I'm kind of stretching them out right now when I wear them every once in a while. I love beach volleyball. We have a court here that my friend Seth, who had a crush on for a long time, he's the one that had the going away party. He's moving back to Alaska for a while. He's going to fix up his family's cabin that's been in the family for years. He's gonna go back and fix that up, and he's fantastic. He's like the nicest person that I know, and I'm gonna miss him. But he always threw beach volleyball events every couple weeks during the summer, and I only made it to one, I think. But it was a lot of fun, and everyone that went just like had a good time together. I love the Walking Dead theme music. You could mix that stuff to any kind of tune, and I would adore it. I love it. It's probably going to be my ringtone. I have Let's Go to the Mall by Robin Sparkles right now, but I think I might change it to The Walking Dead because I miss it so much. The New Girl. I love this show. I don't know when it happened. It kind of annoyed me at first, but I think when I wrote that episode, I grew an appreciation for the show grew, and the second season has been amazing. I absolutely love it, and I can't. Season finales tomorrow. Can't wait. I love it. I love Nick, and the fact that you guys think that I'm a Jess kind of blows my mind because I love her to death, and I'm glad that you think of me like that. Makes me kind of happy. I love Angel Wings. Make me happy. Not only because they're Daryl Dixon related. Before that, my grandma got me a pin with an angel when I was younger, and then from that point on, the gifts that we got each other was either an angel or had angel wings on it, and it was kind of our thing that we shared back and forth. I want to get an angel designed, kind of like a loopy one, with her signature of I love you in it. That might be one of my next tattoos I get. We'll see. I want to get that one soon. That's why they make me happy. Stalking Ritas makes me happy. She's fantastic. We talked about it in our little chat earlier. She's classy. She's not invasive. You know, it's just pictures and stories and facts and stuff that's readily available that not everyone can find, but she knows where to find it. And Ritas clearly likes her. I think he stalks the stalking Ritas. It's pretty awesome of him, though. I love it. I do. She's fantastic, and I haven't had a conversation really with her, but she's retweeted some stuff of mine, and I really like it. It makes me really happy. Chris Hardwick. He's so adorable. I love him so much, and I have only seen him on The Talking Dead. I've had full intent of catching up on podcasts and everything from The Nerdist and the show and everything. I just haven't had a chance to. That'll probably be a summer project of mine when I have more free time. Also a note, every single time, no joke, I literally always type Chris Hardwick, like sandwich, and then I have to go back and change the H to a K. And it makes me giggle every time, and I thought I would share that. Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. It could come on anywhere, and I would just stop and sigh and then sing the whole thing as I'm walking through Target or when I'm in my car. I just kind of jam out to it. Not too loud, not too soft, just the right amount of music and pitch and whatever you want to say. I love it. And it will always have meaning for me. Bohemian Rhapsody as well. I sing it, but I had the best time singing that song when it played for Sophie, Sam, and I, because we were near Cincy. I think we were getting close, and it came on, and we just belted and jammed and did the headbanging from Wayne's World, and that was the best time I've ever had singing that song. It was fabulous. Judas as well. Now I'm just getting into road mix feels. Judas. I saw the video when it first came out, and I was just like, what the fuck is this, Lady Gaga? Norman Reedus, why did you do this? But since the Reedus fandom and everything, and the road mix and so on and so forth, I now know this song like the back of my hand. Not gonna lie, I love it, and it makes me giggle the most when I'm driving to work for the school, because I work at a Catholic school, and I'm singing about how I'm in love with Judas. Makes me giggle every single time. In general, I love Tumblr because I find text posts and things that I would never think. And I don't know, there's just so much. And sometimes I'm like, Tumblr, I hate you. Tumblr, you're spoiling things, even though I know better. Um, I've met some really cool people on there. I've also met some whiny bitches on there. Um, but I enjoy it, and I like it so much better than Facebook. It's up there with Twitter. I think it's Tumblr then Twitter, and then other social media, and then Facebook. Like my mom's always like, "Did you see this post? Did you see that post?" I'm like, "No, I'm not really on Facebook. I really just chat on there with my girls because it's the easiest way to do it." Um, there's a website called asofterworld.com. They take pictures, like a 3 series of pictures, and then they put a saying over it. And they update every few days, not on the weekends or anything. But I found it when I was in high school, and then like I got back into it. And sometimes just the sayings or like the thoughts that they have that they put on there kind of blow me out of the water. Um, I don't know. It's just like a thought for the day. And I save a lot of them just to have. And I love it. And you should check it out. It's just nice to kind of like click on and see every once in a while. I think most recent one, it really struck me, and I think I'm going to read it to you guys right now. It's a series of 3 pictures, and it says, "I wish being a good person could erase the bad things that I've done." And that really struck me because it's like, I'm not perfect, and I've done bad things in my life, I'm sure. And I kind of wish that me being me and my kindness and karma and all of that, like sometimes I wish, that all the good that I've done can make up for any of the bad that I've done. I love Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet together. I love them separate. They're like 2 of my favorite actors, my favorite actor and favorite actress. I'm not gonna lie. I loved them in Titanic. Everything else that they've done, just like Kate Winslet's beautiful, and if I could look like her or be like her in any way, I would be, because she's amazing and I love her to pieces. And Leonardo DiCaprio deserves so much more. Like, he's such a fantastic actor, and he grew up well as an actor. Like, I'm sure he had his hard times, but it's just like he grew up from, This Boy's Life and Was Eating Gilbert Grape and Basketball Diaries and all of that to, The Aviator, and then from there, he went on, like he did Titanic, and then he did Aviator. The Aviator, what else did he do? He just, Catch Me If You Can, and then he got into more of his, Inception and Revolutionary Road, and then he did Django Unchained, and it's just, there's so much to him, and he's such a fantastic actor, and I love him, and Kate Winslet, and especially when they're together. The last thing before I get to my Rita's stuff, because my video's now 38 minutes long. How in the fuck do I talk this long? And how do you listen to me all this time? Honestly, how do you listen to me this whole time and not get bored? My last thing before my Rita's stuff is Skylar Astin from Pitch Perfect. I adore him from my simple internet stalkings, I guess. Just Google and YouTube. I watched him. He played Mark in Rent, a stage version, and I watched that, and I loved him in that. From the bit that, the stuff that I watched, I really enjoyed it. I follow him on Instagram, and he's probably the one famous. I follow some famous people, of course, like Regis and stuff like that. But he updates the most, I think, and then him and Kenny Wormland from Footloose. They both update a lot, and Skylar posts stuff just with his brother, who has a fashion line, I think, called The Grungy Gentleman. He posts pictures of his mom. He took a red eye. I found this was from Instagram. I'm not even creepy. He took a red eye on Sunday from LA to New York to spend Mother's Day with his mom, and then he flew back. Who does that? I have to meet this man and marry him. He did that, and just he posts stuff stuff that I would post, and I don't know, it makes him seem tangible. but Skylar Aston's Instagram makes me happy. And then we go to Redis. I could go through this really quick. I love Redis because he's Norman Reedus. I love him because he brought me to you girls, excuse me, and everybody else in the Redis Sluts. And so much good has come from you guys. Meeting you, meeting him, being on Tumblr and Twitter, and being part of the group and Tiny Chat. Just like, I've met so many people, and so many great people, and so many good things have come to me because of it. And I can only thank him, really, for that. He's the core of my thanks to give, I guess. I love his smile, the elusive smiling Redis, as Stalking Redis calls it. I feel like in my photo op he has a grin. It's nothing big, but it's not like a huge smile, but he looks happy, and I love that because I know it gets tiring being, taking so many photos every day, all day. I love the gray hair in his beard. It started off as a little patch, but I've noticed like it's gone further. I love it. I don't know. It's beautiful. I know other people like it too, but that's like, I want to keep that for myself. The way he says babe, just calls me babe or sweetheart. I remember babe the most though, and that just makes me happy. He called me babe. Sure thing, babe. Get in there, babe. You're welcome, babe. My pleasure, babe. You could never say it enough, honestly. I love his love for his fans and everything that we do for him. I've never seen a celebrity appreciate his fans so much. Just like him posting on Twitter and all the pictures and the blog that he had for a long time of gifts that he got, and how he stays in line for hours afterwards and reschedules a flight so he can stay and talk to fans. Just, that's dedication, and it kills me how much it kills him to do that, but he does it because he loves his fans and shows his appreciation. I adore that about him, and that makes me so happy. I love his sunglasses, his Ray-Bans. I need to get some of those. My next photo op, I want to have them so that I can take a picture with Redis with both of us in our sunglasses, because that would be adorable. You have Ray-Bans, some of you. I know you do. Next photo op, I'm borrowing them and I'm taking a picture with Redis. Just so you know. Be ready. I love that his hair is his sideburns. I noticed that even in season 1 Daryl. Like, he has just like the longer hair right here, and it comes down as his sideburns, and it just keeps getting wispier and wispier. Is that a word? Wispier. As you go. As he goes, as his hair gets longer. That was one of my favorite things. That's all I've got. I just love, always wears, like the black that he wears, even though it has a typo on it, the divorce shirt, that jacket that he wears with the weird button on it, all of his little Daryl toys, all of his squirrel stuff, my gosh, the music that he likes, Motley Crue, is it? That he always posts about? I could be completely wrong. That could just be someone else that likes Redis that posts about Motley Crue a lot. How he talks about his dad and how that affected him, and how he's so honest sometimes in interviews. How he won't tell us what cologne he wears. I love it, but I hate it, but I love it. His love for wolves, or the association of him and his wolves. His Like a Boss socks. The fact that he appreciates gifts so much that he keeps them and wears them. That he talks with his hands, because I do that a lot. If I wasn't in front of a camera, I'd be talking with my hands more, especially when I'm nervous. I talk with my hands. We have that in common, Redis. I love and appreciate everything that he's done for me, that he doesn't know that he's done for me, but just existing and being him has done so much for me. It pulled me out of my pit of darkness, and it got me into chat, and it got me onto Tumblr, and it got me to so many things that make me happy in my life, including you 5 girls. And, going to the convention and meeting Clark and Bernthal and Sarah and Rooker and Blue Temple and so on and so forth. I met Robert Patrick. He favorited the tweet that I posted with our picture from Horror Hound Weekend. He favorited it. Like, if it wasn't for Regis, that moment never would have happened in my life. And that's just like, I love this man. I love Robert Patrick. He was in The Terminator, he was in The Faculty, he was in The X-Files, he was in so many things, and I adore him, and I got a picture with him, and he favorited the tweet of us. Like, that's huge. That's one of my favorite things. Because of Regis. Right now, I woke up this morning optimistic about life for some reason, and I want to believe that it's all the good things that have come to me, and I've been blinded by sadness a lot lately. I think we all have, and I think winter did that to me a lot, to be honest. Being stuck inside in the cold and so on and so forth. And even though I had you girls, I think it took the 7 weeks that it's been, a little over 7 weeks, of post-con blues. From being sad to being so happy to being so sad again. I think I've evened out. And I really think these videos have helped. Whether you watch all of it, or you skip through it, or you watch it 7 or 8 times, which I hope you don't, because that's just wasteful of your time. But whether you see it or not, these videos have been helping me. Talking about things and thinking to myself, what can I talk about? You know, what do I want to tell these girls? What do I need to figure out about myself? What can I talk about? They've been very therapeutic, and even taking the little videos that we post on Sundays, that helps a lot, because I feel like I can finally share my life with some people. The love and confidence that you give me, even if we say it all the time, just like about how pretty each other are, I believe it, and I believe that you mean it when you say it. Like, it's not just something that you say, and that's not something that I say lightly either. Like, I don't tell people they're cute or adorable or, you know, anything like that unless I truly mean it. Like, I find another compliment to use if, you know, the time is correct. I don't tell people that a lot, I'm going to be honest. Even babies. I don't tell just everybody that their baby is cute or adorable. If I think it's a not so cute baby, I'm like, oh, look at all that hair, or she has such chubby cheeks. Not gonna lie, I'm a horrible person. I got that from my mother, though. She does the same thing with kids and babies. Because I don't want to lie about that kind of stuff. I don't know why that matters to me. I'm going on a tangent. Let's not talk about it right now. But yeah, I appreciate you girls and everything you do and just being there for me. Even if I am annoying or troublesome or bothersome or anything. I love that I have you in the loneliness and craziness of my life. The school year is coming to an end, less than 4 weeks, and then I'll be going down to see Kath so we can go see Hello Herman. That's happening. I didn't even fathom that. Catherine, my plan is to, instead of taking the train, I'm taking that Monday through Friday off from work at Staples. So I'll probably work that Sunday. I'll probably leave Sunday night after work at Staples and drive home. Stay home Monday and then drive down to Franklin on Tuesday morning. And then whether we drive that day or Wednesday to go see Herman, I don't mind. And then we can spend Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday together. And then I'll probably drive back home to be with my mom on Friday, or maybe I'll go see my brother. But I'll leave sometime Friday and drive home, and then come back Saturday to work at Staples. That's the rough plan that I wanted to express to you that I haven't remembered to do so until now. I hope you watch this video so you know that. So we'll have that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday together of that week after June 7th. Because that's your brother's graduation party stuff, I think you said. So I have that, and then I have money to save and a trip to plan for September. That's something that makes me happy as well. Yes, my tangent got to where I needed to be. My trip in September. I'm sad that my mom feels sad about it, and I know that she needs me, but this is something I need to do. And I hope that she can hold out for an extra 3 weeks or so I can do this and figure that part of my life out, I guess. So yeah, I guess this is where I'm going to end it. All the things that make me happy, and I'm doing better, and I want you girls to know that I'm feeling better, at least today. And it's supposed to be warmer, and the relief of school getting out and just spending my summer at Staples and actually, excuse me, having a life and doing things that make me happy. I'm hoping that that's going to start soon. I'm going to try to start running and exercising tomorrow since it's nice. I got to get my body moving. It's starting to feel rusty. Hopefully I'll lose a little bit more weight and get healthier. That's something that makes me happy, is the prospect of losing a bit more weight and getting healthier and running and things like that. I want to do that for me again. I'm finally to the point where I want to be healthy again, which is good because I lost sight of that for a while. 51 minutes. Okay, I said I was going to go. If you've watched all this, I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry that I ramble so much. I love you. I love you all so much, and I hope that I can hear all the stuff that makes you happy. And I hope that you may indulge yourself in some of the things that also make me happy. Hopefully, if you do, it'll do something for you as well. I love you all. You all make me so happy, every single one of you. So many kisses for all of you, and I would snuggle you if I could. And I can't wait to see the rest of your videos, okay? Alright, I love you all.